Recently, Tuhu put out a video voicing his dissatisfaction with full-time gacha creators for, from his perspective, a lack of commitment to doing research on gacha games and refusing to go outside of the bubble of the few gachas that they main. I want to come forth and provide additional context to his referencing of the AR-15 comment made by Saintontas, which Saint himself addressed in his own reaction to Tuhu's video. I will now play the clip before I proceed.
Guys, I feel like we have to unban him, because if we don't, he's going to find another hobby, and I feel like that one might involve an AR-15 and a public gathering space. Like, Jesus Christ. Offensive? You said I would... Oh, I didn't say that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, hold up. Oh, I did not say that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, I did not say that. Holy moly, what? Whoa, 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 whoa. Huh? Are we just making stuff up right now? Oh boy. Oh boy, so now we're trying to mass report after making stuff up? You said he would get an AR-15 and bring it to a public gathering. Yeah, are shooting ranges not public? Isn't a public shooting range kind of one of the only places you can bring an AR-15?
So, first off, the availability of this livestream segment in question is a bit of a tangled mess. The AR-15 clip never made it to a Saintontas video, so the only way to source it would be from the original livestream. The livestream VOD that it happened on was recorded on May 20th of 2025. You can tell by the Etheria restart video in the background from Tamayu SS that was uploaded 23 hours prior to the livestream, which itself was uploaded on the 19th. That would make the livestream nearly 7 months old, and is no longer available on Saintontas' past broadcasts on Twitch or his live section on YouTube. So where did Tuhu exactly get this AR-15 clip from? Well, longtime viewers would know that it was actually me who originally called out Saintontas and posted the AR-15 clip, and also privated the video with the clip in question. The reason why is ancient history for me. The AR-15 moment for me was a turning point where I began to resent Saintontas for his handling of viewers and content creators whom he disagreed with, culminating in me eventually leaving that group of creators to settle in the Zenless Zone Zero community. However, I was still a part of Saint's community at the time and was afraid of retaliation for digging up a clip that was nearly 2 months old when I got around to it, especially after having gone through my fair share of backlash from his community already. So I hid the clip at the tail end of a video where I called out several other content creators, thinking it would cushion the blow I thought I would receive from Saintontas should he react to the video. This, however, backfired against me, as I didn't for a moment even consider the fact that I was now attacking several other creators whom I honestly had no beef with just to expose Saint. And at the end of the day, it was all in vain, as he never even watched the video in full, and instead, I had just needlessly drawn negative attention to myself from more than half a dozen other people and their respective communities. So in conclusion, Tuhu is both correct and incorrect. Yes, the AR-15 segment in a video was private, but no, Saintontas was not the original creator of the video who privated it. But also, yes, the clip is no longer available in past livestream broadcasts, but that is not because the livestream was privated, it is just due to natural link rot. Hello, this is me during the editing process, so sometime before the end of the week, I want to discuss all my privated videos on this channel. I can tell you right now that they will all be coming back, but I'll go into more detail in a later video. As for Saintontas' justification for suggesting someone might bring a loaded firearm to a public gathering, I quite frankly don't care what your excuse is for thinking that was okay to say. You yourself clearly knew you screwed up saying that, as you quickly tried to gaslight people into thinking you were referring to a shooting range at the time. The same way you doubled down and gaslit people who accused you of implying Genazad to be a pedophile by suggesting every fan of Maggie or every owner of Rosia in Wuthering Waves would also be a pedophile, which you later had to walk back on Twitter when that didn't pan out the way you had hoped to. Quite frankly, if you had an issue with Wotads, you should have banned him from your community a long time ago. And the only logical conclusion I can come up with as to why you kept him around was just so you could project his behavior onto entire Hoyoverse communities in some twisted straw man fallacy, and treat him like a court jester that you could just pull up and laugh at any time. Before I close out the video, I would like to take this opportunity to clear misinformation that Saintontas himself has spread around and clear the name of a friend of mine. Foxsoul, a smaller Zenless Zone Zero creator, has been frequently slandered of by Saintontas, the most recent story being that he's a raging alcoholic, with the intent to assassinate his character and dismiss his credibility in gacha communities and discussions.
This is just Fox Soul looking for like 30 minutes to find out where the piece is. I don't need to watch this because I'm afraid I might catch a secondhand. You know how like when you're in the same room where somebody's smoking, you can get like secondhand smoke? I'm afraid that watching the same video that he made is going to give me secondhand alcoholism.
That I felt I wanted to truly settle down in.
You got secondhand alcoholism. Congrats.
The problem with such a defamatory statement is that Foxsoul has gone on record multiple times saying that he cannot consume alcohol without life-threatening health complications because he has a medical history of a septic gallbladder and gallbladder removal surgery, which I must point out was so severe that it nearly killed him by the time he underwent the surgery. I reached out to Foxsoul for consent to discuss this, as well as the exact date of his surgery, which was July 29th of 2019. This would mean that Foxsoul has been alcohol-free for nearly 6 years, and almost 5 years before Saintontas even begun his channel in May of 2024. Saintontas has been spreading a false narrative of Foxsoul based on nothing but his verbal mannerisms just so he can paint his opposition as a raving drunken lunatic that shouldn't be taken seriously. And according to some additional information Foxsoul briefly brought up to me, this would make the third time that Saint has spread lies about him in order to drag his name through the mud. And yet he wants us to care about the misinformation to who spreads when he himself is just as guilty in this regard.